Hello and welcome back to Axis and Allies. Today I'm going to pick up a couple Axis games, seeing if I can reach Platinum, as I have with my allies already. If you've not seen the previous episode, which wasn't an Allies game, I did get carried away because I got distracted by the fact that with the Allies games that I have been playing, I did win every single one and it got me to Platinum, right? I got distracted and started talking about that instead, but yes, rank 95 for the Axis, so I shouldn't need too many more wins and I should hopefully reach Platinum. Right, without further ado here, let's get on with one of these games. My opponent will be PENTIX. Alright, let's see what's going on here. So, I have pre-planned a little bit. I want to test a new build that currently, the new meta, quotes. 2 tanks, 4 infantry for the Russians. Right, so lost 1 infantry, taking West Russia, which is pretty impressive. But then had a horrid Ukraine, only killing 3 infantry, and then retreated with 2 fighters and 2 tanks. Fair enough. He could have lucked out and got 4 hits, but he insisted no. Retreat. Now, yeah, so he deployed 2 tanks into Russia, 4 infantry into the Caucasus, which complicates a couple things. Didn't give up holding on it, so this new tank, G1 tank build, I'm going to opt for here, normally has me following a Ukraine stack. I can get a Ukraine stack to roughly a 62%. To hold, he has a 36 to conquer. On average, I have 3 fighters left. Now, I don't like that. It goes against... how I play, but I'm probably going to stick with a slightly safer option, because in a previous Allies game, I did a strafe on Ukraine and he hit West Russia. I think I'm going to opt for that instead. I think I'm going to hit West Russia, stack Bellow instead. Because in that Allies game, I had one of the best Russia round 1s. He wiped out West Russia, so which pretty much negated all my progress. I'm pretty sure that was a non-recorded Allies game, which I did KJF, and I got steamrolled because he pulled that off, I think. So I'm gonna attempt it. It's an okay battle for the Germans. I have a 71 to win, it's 53 to conquer. If I can take away this Russian infantry, we're looking pretty good. Which means I don't even need a particularly big stack thrown into Karelia, just enough to discourage these tanks from blitzing with these fighters to take it back. So I'm going to opt for this G1 tank build, but not follow the procedure that I think the guy who's currently come up with this meta is Marius. He tends to be on the top 10 for platinums for several seasons in a row. Quite the experienced and outstanding player. So I'm going to test this. Now it's interesting because it does from my perspective, it kind of puts the Allies in an awkward position, whether they go KGF or KJF, because he's placed his 7 infantry in Yakut here, which is slightly like KJF with the Americans by going into 64 and supporting the Russians with the Americans, which someone has done against me before, and it was quite effective. The Americans dead zoning Bury. Right? He might opt for that. We'll see. Gonna give this buy a test, I think. I think... Now, I could go for Egypt. But I want to do something else, I think. No, I'm not doing Egypt. No, I'm not. Normally I go for Egypt with any opportunity I can when I have the bomber, but this time I'm going to opt out of it. Go hard into West Russia here. That should be everything. I just need to add more aircraft. This fighter, and I think this one I'm willing to add. And then I'm going to send the battleship here. What am I doing? I don't have to do that, I could just do Trans-Jordan. Let's do Trans. Because this Trans helps, Trans does help Japan in a KJF. Going for Egypt helps a little bit more, because it takes away that fighter that they might want to use. I think he will go 37. Yeah, I don't really care about the cruiser. As long as I can pop the destroyer, win 5, I should be fine. Now, is that everything? 13 infantry? 13 land units, I mean. $13 against 12. Yeah, 87 in my favour. 56 to conquer. This puts a lot of pressure on Russia very early on, and then I don't have to really defend Karelia if this goes well. And I'm buying tanks, so I'm replenishing what I'm possibly going to lose here. The rest of the game will probably just be straight infantry, blob forward, depending if it's a KGF or not. This should be it. So hopefully I can pull off Season 10. I've yet to pull that off. Yeah. Well, good luck to the Germans here. Strong start with the battleship hit. It's been a while since I've done Trans here. Alright, outstanding. Alright, when I do Season 10 first, hopefully I do pull a lucky one. No. Okay. I think I've lost count. I've done this like 10 times. Every single time it's failed. Okay. I'm right. Yeah, right. Yeah, just give him that, whatever. Wait, why did I see the transport still alive? I assume it dies at the end of the round. Outstanding, no hits from the AA guns. Wow, that's heavy response. Do not do that. Outstanding! I can't believe that. Stop doing that. This is the result that my opponent, that specific Allies game, got. He took it with 2 tanks left and lost no fight. So, very happy with that. What are the odds? On average, I have bomber 4 fighters left. Oh wow, that's top 9%. Very strong start. And what I'm going to do is push forward into... Oh yes, and I took trans, so I pushed forward here. I mean, you can still hit Libya, but you got to deal with trans as well. I'm going to move forward with everyone. What am I doing here? Right, I was just organising my moveset here. I think I'm going to leave 2 infantry behind. I might need to trade France back because he might sack the transport. He could deploy a fleet. He would have a destroy cruiser, aircraft carrier, 2 fighters against 6 fighters. No, 5 fighters, a bomber. Can't make it. Is there anywhere else I could deploy this one? No. So that one is unaccounted for. He could put a fleet down in 8. But he needs to deal with this problem, so I'm not sure why could leave the fleet if he wanted to, of course. It won't work very well for him, but... So I'm hoping for 1 hit. Because if he buys a carrier, then he would only have a destroyer carrier, 2 fighters, and I will hit that. And I'll buy aircraft, like a fighter and just the rest infantry. I'm very happy with this. I'm actually going to move this guy forward. I'm really threatening a Ukraine stack here. That's all my tanks, except these 2, of course. And it's roughly 6 infantry. An AA gun as well, so I don't think Russia is going to have enough to deal with that. Need be, I'm probably going to have Japanese fighters in Kwangtung. I think I will be doing Szechuan. Because he's left it open, even if he puts a UK fighter there. He can't put a UK fighter there if he wants to deal with this battleship. This should be everything for the Germans. Very, very successful round for the Germans. Super strong start. This is more of a threat than anything else. I don't really care. The tank will make it to where it needs to be within 2 turns. The infantry, at worst, will have to trade France back. So, yeah. If not, then I'm simply going to take these guys and stack harder into Ukraine. I think it's that simple. So, if he wants to do 2 tanks and 2 fighters on this, it's not going to go very well for him. It might be better to move the AA gun to Karelia, but I'm threatening a Ukraine stack right now. That's a lot of tanks. It's, yeah, that's 6, that's 11, potentially 12 tanks. And 6 infantry and an AA gun. I don't think Russia can handle that, even with a panic artillery buy. He has to take this back. Has to block this. He doesn't have to block it, but won't want me taking all these points. Right, as long as my doctrine's changed. Yep. Sack the AA gun, just in case he goes for this. The bomber is here to force him to move or stack. Oh, okay. Or stack 10. $44 income. 46, I mean. Germans. Very nice start, I must say. Alright, that is the end of Germany round 1. We'll be back for Japan round 1. Alright. Japan round 1. Carrier, destroyer, free infantry for the UK. Destroyer carrier to Sea Zone 7. Free infantry to India. Took Transjordan, losing an infantry. Killed the transport in 61. And then lost a destroyer, taking out Sea Zone 7. So if I want to go for his fleet with the Germans, I can. It's roughly a 77 in my favour. It all depends on what the US does. If the US puts a fleet in 11, I'm not going to bother. If US goes for Japan, I might consider going for it. Or just simply ignore it and hardtail for Russia. This is looking quite weak. Well, I might hit this with the Germans. Hope to wipe it out, because that'll be less material for the UK to use in the defence of India. UK did stick a fighter there as well. I think I will still hit Szechuan here. I think. It's still a bit risky, but if I can take out this material, the US will be, for the most part, taken out of the equation to assist the Russians in trade, and that's 2 less fighters that can help stack Russia or India. Tactic for this game for Japan, I think I'm going to go hardtail for India here, because considering how rough Russia is looking right now, I don't know if Russia can really send much resources to help defend India. They could, and there's probably a workaround. There's a high chance I could get away with stacking West Russia if I'm lucky enough. The Ukraine stack seems pretty inevitable here, so, and topping that with a Szechuan attack could be pretty good for me. It's less defensive material. If he panic buys fighters, then it's taken away from his trading capacity on this side, which I could form a small France stack to stop the UK from taking it. So he's got to go find somewhere else, most likely Norway, which is more ideal in US's hands if it's a killed Germany, in my opinion. So yeah, my buy will be an infantry tank, 3 transports. I'm not doing Pearl, which is debatable. Of course, this could cost Japan a lot if I misplay. It's risky, right? Because the value might become invalid if it's a kill Japan with the US. But I'm gonna go try Japan free timing. Yeah, just ignore him for the most part. He might stack 59. He might stack 64. I think he will stack 64 and combo a US and Russian hold on Bury and attack on Manchuria, which is what I've witnessed before, and it seemed quite effective. I've not used it myself. But if I take India, it shouldn't really matter, right? If I can take India. If I can't, well, I'm hoping Germany's position is strong enough to win the game for the Axis. So I must leave ships in 60 here. I doubt 2 fighters will be enough to take out a battleship and a destroyer, so all my transports should be safe in 60. I don't know what he's planning with these 7 infantry. He might run away full tail because of Russia's situation. If he doesn't, then he could throw 7 infantry at this one and then stack the US here, which might complicate a couple things, but I think I could handle it with Japan. I would love to dead zone 45, but I don't know if I'm going to have the material to do so. See. This carrier could stay in 47, I suppose. I don't know where the carrier is going to go. So yeah, I need this fighter, this bomber. I think this fighter. This fighter comes here. I think that's it. This fighter can assist any of these battles. Reach, you can't reach there. Nope. Artillery, infantry. Hit this. Could stick a carrier there, I suppose. Or the cruiser. It doesn't really matter where it goes. I might stick the cruiser there. Why does it matter? Stick the carrier here. Alright, am I liking these? That should be enough there. Hoping I do get a kill around 1, so he doesn't get. He could potentially get 3 hits, and that would be pretty brutal. Lighter than I would like. And I'm praying that I get lucky here, I guess. There shouldn't be any problems with this. I'm sending a 4, a 3, and a 1. Alright, good luck to the Japanese, I think. Yeah, he could counter my play if he goes to 45. I think he can potentially send up to 3 US fighters there. We'll see what he does, of course. On way, yeah, Szechuan is a bit iffy. Just need a kill around 1 and that should be fine. Alright, good luck to the Japanese here. Alright, no problems. It's a good start. Oh, wow, okay. A bit unfortunate. Wow, How much more do you want to give this guy? Jesus. Two fighters for two fighters? I'll take that. Alright, this is going to be pretty rough for Japan. Wow, double hitbacks on Onway and Yunnan. Unbelievable. And then I failed this as well. That's excellent. Yeah, that's a pretty bad round for Japan. That's probably my worst in a long while. I suppose it was due eventually for a poor result like that. Ah, unbelievable. Well, I don't think he has any material to punish this artillery. This bomber, I guess, stays there as well. 5 fighters. I have 5 fighters available for assistance in West Russia stacking if I need. Yeah, 1 fighter against Battleship Destroyer Carrier. That's not going to work. Yeah, a bit distasteful if I'm being honest, but it's fine. I think I can mend it a little bit. I can move some of these guys down to the coast and then pick them up. I think. It depends. I'm probably going to go for a Burma stack round 2. But at least China's free to take. I can commit 1 and 1 and bring 2 back home. That would complete a transport, but I probably will just stack Burma next turn anyway. Is that carrier? There it is. 3 transports, a tank, another infantry. So that's these 3 transports sorted, and then this one. Yeah, it's looking like a strong stacking of Burma. So, and then probably 2 bombers. See where that gets me. It depends on what the US does, of course. Right, well that is the end of Japan round 1. Be back for Germany round 2. Alright, Germany round 2. Carrier 2 transports, 4 infantry for the Americans here. 1 aircraft carrier, 2 transports to 11, 4 infantry to Eastern. And he's moved all his ships towards Germany here. Then moved down into 45. I did think he was going to do that. And has got 3 fighters ready to fly into India on their turn, which I think does deny me India free timing. So good on him. Russia bought 2 artilleries, 6 infantry. 2 artilleries, 2 infantry to the Caucasus and 4 into Russia. Took Bury, no units lost, and then failed to take West Russia, losing 3 infantry. It's pretty bad for him. It allows me to stack West Russia if I want. I can stack Ukraine if I want. I have a lot of decisions to make here. But I think I'm going to take the aggressive one. I can stack West Russia, Ukraine fairly well. In fact, with no problems, because I have Japanese fighters that can assist me, right? But I have very good odds on Caucasus here, the Caucasus. I have a 91.9% to win the combat and a 73.3% to conquer. Considering the material that Russia's left there, I think it's worth it. Yeah. Now, another thing is that this bomber could attack Sea Zone 10. I can also wipe out the UK fleet. But for the most part, since it's a kill Germany game, I think I'm just going to ignore the Allied Navy. It's a very tempting target to take this. But I think wiping out Russian assets and getting a German stack in the Caucasus is slightly better. I was thinking of taking out Transjordan with a tank, 2 tanks, and an infantry and a battleship bombard. But I would have to give up on better odds on the Caucasus, right? So I'm going to go all in on the Caucasus. On average, I take it with 3 tanks left, and I lose a fighter from the AA gun. Yeah, battleship, bomber, 2 fighters, 3 tanks left, on average. The average skew is quite a lot because there are some worse options where I have a battleship bomber and 6 tanks left, so it's heavily skewed because of this AA gun. But I have a lot of attack power, so the potential is pretty high for me to get a decent result. With that in mind, I think I'm going to put max pressure on Russia here. 6 infantry, 1 artillery, 2 tanks, and a bomber. The bomber was initially to replace the one I could lose here. Buying the bomber, I might actually have odds if I'm lucky enough. I doubt it though, because the UK can fly 2 fighters. 3 fighters. Yes, 14 units total. What am I doing here? Am I pushing here? Probably not. Do I take light? I take with 1 infantry, I think. So I force him to trade it back if he wants the money. If I blitz the tank, then he has 2 infantry and a fighter on the tank. So as I could push 2 infantry, artillery, tank. You could do infantry, artillery, tank. I don't know if I don't really want to split too much. The game says it's strong. Oh, I actually miscalculated. I actually have an extra tank. No, I don't. Yep, it's the new calculating system. Yes, a 91. 91 to win. 73 to conquer. 9 IPC profit for the Axis. Yes, so I guess good luck to the Germans. Any fighter that survives can land in West Russia and help defend the small stack of infantry that I'm going to push forward. We'll take this as well, actually. Alright, good stuff. Good luck to the Germans. I don't mind losing one plane. Don't mind losing none either. Four tanks left. Oh, outstanding result. Unbelievable. Let me find this. A top 10% result. Amazing. Very decent profit as well. That's some of Russia's best material gone, their fighters. And I conquered it. Amazing. I don't even need the Japanese fighters. 4 infantry, 3 tanks. Like, the UK has to trade this. Or, well, at least Russia has to. Wow, this is so... Oh, wow. This is going to be a very quick game. It might be. It depends what the Allies can pull here, because I've ignored their fleets. So am I doing a France stack still? Do I deny them? Alright, so I'm setting my Germany up to have the best odds to take Moscow round 3. So I've put all my fighters up front. Put a couple fighters here. This will be my move set. And I'm not going to deploy anything in Italy this turn. Because I need as much material in Germany as possible, just in case the UK gets any ideas of trying to take Germany. Round 2, right? The UK has a 1.5% odd to conquer Germany, conquer Berlin. So I'm not too worried about that. I've not calculated Germany's odds on this, but it'd be very difficult for the Allies to keep Russia alive, because Russia kind of needs to take Caucasus away from Germany. Otherwise, it's another 3 tanks. I actually don't know. I think the game is over. Yeah, holding Caucasus after failing West Russia, which sucks. He probably should have committed a little heavier than that. Because it's quite crucial he takes it. But since he failed, he should have given up on the Caucasus. Because yes, I had a 91 to win the battle, and a 73 to conquer. That was a big mistake. And another thing is, and this is what's shaken up my opinion on a Ukraine strafe from Russia round 1, is he needed to take Ukraine and remove those assets. How bad did it go again? Like, I get it, it's not a very good one, but he could have lucked out and got 4 hits. I mean, I'm going on what ifs here. But that extra material allowed me to wipe out West Russia. So if Russia fails to take Ukraine round 1, because of this move that the Germans can pull off, it might be game over. It's not very balanced if that's the case. I mean, I think the odds was a 90 in my favour to conquer that on round 1. Or was a 90% to win. And to have 2 tanks left over was a pretty good result, all things considered here. So, I don't know. Another thing, this is pretty obvious. Considering how bad Russia went, this is very bad move. If he had just done a normal standard retreat, he would have, round 3 he would have been here, so he wouldn't have made it anyway. It's just, I don't know, string of bad decision making, I think, all the allies here. This is how the Axis want to win. They want to win as quick as possible. I might be able to achieve a Moscow take round 3. It's going that well. So yeah, I'm deploying everything into Germany here. Another thing is he left the transport alive, so I can slingshot a bunch of units from Northern all the way to Karelia here. I mean, what have I got on this? If he doesn't trade these 2, I have 7 infantry, 7 tanks, 6 fighters and 2 bombers. If he doesn't trade that, obviously I'll have 3 extra tanks. UK could hit this with an infantry, tank and a fighter. This bomber can't reach, I don't think. If I don't have odds on Russia, I'm just going to stack the Caucasus here. Yeah, he might forfeit here, so this will probably be a very quick game. So, very decisive, very decisive positioning the Germans have. Only if all of my Axis games went this way. Right, well, if I really want to, I can even air raid Russia. Right, these, I could do that if I want an easier chance. Depending on what the UK does, I could air raid it. Makes little sense. I think Germany can handle it on their own. But yeah, all right. Yep, that is the end of Germany round 2. We're back for Japan round 2. Alright. Japan round 2. 7 infantry, 1 fighter for the UK. 1 fighter to Sea Zone 8. 3 infantry to India, 4 to United Kingdom. Took France 4-3. Took out the transport in Sea Zone 5. Took Egypt, no units lost. He didn't move the transport in 34, and I don't think he moved. No, he did move it. Okay. I don't know why he moved it there. I think he moved it to engage. Yeah, okay. I think the Germans wiped this out. Anyway, if I don't take Russia here. Japan is going to get 4 infantry, 2 artillery, a tank, another transport. Right, I'm going to take all these territories. I'm going to try and take Burma. Not really sure what he's planning here. With that transport. I'm going to obliterate this, I think. I think that's it. Now, I could send some Japanese fighters to the Caucasus here. Interesting. I could send like 2. Make it a harder trade for the Russians. But I don't really think I care if Russia takes the Caucasus here. So I might just obliterate these 7 infantry. One, 2, yeah, I'll do that. 1 here, 4 here. That's it, I think. Good luck to Japan. Right, a nice simple 1-rounder. I'll take that. Very good profit. Excellent. One, 2, 3, 4. He could air attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. My units. I think this transport's dead, because if I take Egypt, it's got nowhere to go. Are they forced to land there? They are, okay. This bomber can sit. Doesn't really matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can take these guys off. And then I'll probably bring these guys back down or blitz the tanks through. Prepare to take India, I think. That should be everything. He could do a weird 2 fighters against my fleet. I don't know if that'll work out very well for him. 1, 2, 3, 4. He could do that. He has to commit the carrier to 48. Which I'll blow up, basically. You know what, let's just bait him, see if he takes it. Don't really care for the transport, I normally go up to 5 anyway, but if he wants to take it out, he's got to commit a fighter and a... Yeah, 1, 2, 3. It's forced to land. 48. This bomber 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nowhere to land. Alright, good stuff. Right, a pretty strong lead and positioning from the Axis here. I'm not really sure what he can do to deny me taking Russia. Russia will have to take West Russia, Archangel, and the Caucasus to deny these tanks access. Good luck. I don't think he can pull that off with what he has, if I'm being honest. This is the end of Japan round 2. We're back for Germany round 3. Alright. Germany round 3. 3 transports, 4 infantry, 2 artilleries. All on the eastern coast, of course, as a Kill Germany game. Took northwestern Morocco, Norway 4-3. Attacked Archangel, killing the infantry with the bomber and landed it in Moscow. And yeah. All Russia did was buy 7 infantry, tank blitzed Archangel. I'm going to buy 14 infantry, 2 artilleries. I'm going to take all this money from the Russians and the UK here. I'm just going to make sure so I can be dealt with the problem, get the game over with, I think. If I do... The UK's still on 1 transport. Don't really care for this. I do like 4 infantry and then 2 infantry, 1 artillery. Then I'm going to pick up 2 guys here. Go and attempt to take Egypt, I think. Yeah, it's unlikely. I'm not too sure of the odds myself, but it should be fine. I don't think there's any way the Allies can take Germany from me. I was hoping to finish the game, but he's gone offline. Yeah, I suppose just in case, I'll leave 1 fighter out of the fight so I can land it in Germany just in case, just to eliminate any odds of a potential snipe. Not interested. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do that instead. Alright, well, this is Germany's turn. On average, I have 2 bombers, 6 fighters, 3 tanks left. So good luck to the Germans here. Alright, we're on par to take the territory. Double hit back. Can I please finish it off? Excellent. Very happy with that. That transport is stuck, I'm pretty sure. Could go there. I can't catch it. Okay. Never mind. Alright. Can I take Moscow round 3? Okay, well, it looks like I'm going to get a below average result here. Right, as long as I have tanks left. Yeah, okay. Right. There is your Moscow take, round 3. Very flawless for the Axis here. There's not much the Allies can do now. I didn't really know what to do with my buy, so I just bought mass infantry because it is a kill Germany at the end of the day. Oh, very nice. Excellent. Alright, good stuff. Yep. Slightly below average, but I have my air force intact, which is all I really care about. I'm not sure if he's going to forfeit or not. He might. Hopefully he does, because the game is over. Otherwise, I'm just simply going to go for India, end the game that way, or just go for Hawaii. It's that simple. Alright. That is that. Africa is open to me as well. He can't hit me with units from India because the sub's here. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. I mean, technically the UK could take it back with this 1 infantry. That would be very interesting, for sure. That would be somewhat. Not that it matters, because I'm going to deploy German units here to take it back anyway. I might even let Japan take it. It's weak enough. Yeah, okay. The US is probably going to do med. But I'm going to be able to get my fleet out. My battleship out. So he can't catch me. He could do... two fighters from the Americans on this. Take it out before it escapes. Yeah, all Germany really needs to do now is buy infantry and bombers. You can take Italy, the Americans can take Italy, I don't really care. 75 IPC for the Germans. Probably just mass bombers, just to zone off where he can go with his allied navy. Well, that's pretty much the game. I'm not really sure what the Allies can do from here. Germany's not an option for the Allies to take. UK can't take this from me. Yeah, I own the centre of the map, so all Japan really needs to do is send its fighters towards Germany, and it's the game, really. And take India, of course, or Hawaii. Right, yep. Well, that's the end of Germany round 3. I'll be back for Japan round 3. Alright, that is the end of this game here. I think it was pretty obvious it was over from that point. A very decisive round 3 Germany take of Moscow. There is not much the Allies can do beyond this point. Yeah, I think it's just this is just a mixture of bad luck and poor decision making. His rush around 1 was not the best, of course. I say that, but he had a very good West Russia. It's Ukraine. Ukraine that let him down. He had 2 tanks and 2 fighters left against bomber, fighter, tank, artillery. If I was in Russia's shoes, I would still go for it, because even if Germany somehow lucks out and gets more than 2 hits, the game's probably over anyway, because Russia's lost its fighter and you've still failed to take Ukraine. You can't really allow Germany to keep its assets intact in Ukraine, because it opens up so many options. One being the very obvious one, Egypt. Germany attack round 1, which compromises a lot of things for the UK. I chose not to do that, because it was so much more advantageous for me to simply wipe out West Russia. Now, in a previous Allies game, I don't remember if I recorded it or not. I had one of the best West Russias. Only lost, yeah, I only lost 1 infantry, and I had a pretty perfect Ukraine strafe. I only lost 1 infantry. It killed everything besides the fighter and tank, right? And I chose to retreat because I thought, well, I'd been waiting for a decent strafe opportunity for the Russians round 1. But what my Axis opponent did was simply just take West Russia from me. He performed the move that I did in this game. So from the way I see it, I don't understand what the point is of strafing Ukraine anymore as Russia. I think Russia, it is vital to take Ukraine round 1, because it opens up to Germany going for West Russia round 1, wiping out all of its infantry, because the Germans have the material to trade. Germany can recover, Russia can't. It's that simple. It also allows Germany to really outreach round 1, getting all the income, and stretch as far as they can, right from the get-go. My personal opinion, I think it is worth Russia always taking Ukraine. If you take Ukraine with a decent stack left, great. Germany's going to struggle to deal with that round 1 anyway. I don't think there's any point retreating, unless someone can convince me otherwise. Because I've just done, where in fact in that Allies game I didn't lose. Even after he took West Russia, I still managed to pull a win. Um, yeah. Anyway, that's a tangent. Um, so yeah, he got unlucky with Ukraine. I think he should have gone in for at least one more round. Try and at least pop the bomber because it was going to die after the artillery anyway. That's my doctrine. Settings anyway. And then round two, he light stacked the Caucasus, which I wiped out. And then I took Russia round three. There's not really much to say after this. Can't really comment on Japan. Can't really comment on the UK or the Americans because they just weren't in the game yet. It all comes down to Russia. The first three rounds is in Russia's hands. Russia pretty much decides the outcome. The Allies can influence it with their fighters, and of course their China units. I think he did not. He sent everyone home. He didn't send a Russian infantry or UK fighters. So I did Szechuan. So that's another mistake. Allowed Japan to take out the US assets, right? This guy is an experienced player because he did put off the 45 move, which is a tell for me that this guy's a good player. But yeah, since on round two for Russia, he failed West Russia take. He had to at least consider giving up the Caucasus, or there might have been a workaround because I think I only had one tank and a couple of fighters. I doubt one tank and a couple of fighters would be able to take Russia from him if he had like 5 infantry or 6 infantry there and had an allied fighter there, right? He probably could have stacked it. I don't think this guy used a calculator. Otherwise, I don't think he would have. It's either that or he was not expecting me to be so aggressive. But since Germany had such a killer round one, despite Russia having a killer round one themselves, besides Ukraine, Germany had the momentum to pretty much end the game round three. I think it's that simple. Just a case of being slightly unlucky and like poor decision making. He had to give up the Caucasus or at least full stack it, and then have enough units in Russia to stop me from taking it with a tank and whatever aircraft I have to sack. Right. There's not much else to say. If the game was going to continue past this point, the Axis only really have to take India, and it's the end of the game. Or Hawaii, because that's the path of least resistance for the Axis. So, not much to say, really. Yeah. He denied, I was thinking of going for India with Japan. He did deny that with sending the 45 move, sending 3 American fighters there, but it was too late. Way too late. Alright, well, that is the end of the game. This is pretty handy, actually, because I don't actually have a game lined up to edit down, so I should be able to get. This is a short game, so it won't take too long, so it should be up in the next couple days. So, yeah. Alright, well, that is how you play the Axis. If you can achieve this every game, then you're doing something right. But yeah, on a serious note, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your time. I'll catch you in the next one.